What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day in the BrewLab. I'm Lone Fox, and I'm coming at you with finally Maro's Kamigawa Neon Dynasty teaser. He does one of these before every set release, and for me, at least, it signals the beginning of spoiler season, and it's just great as a content creator as well. It gives me lots of content to do, and I can maybe take a little bit of a break from daily deck uploads, as you've probably already heard me complaining over the last couple of days. The meta is quite stale right now, and coming up with new innovative stuff is becoming harder and harder to do as we approach this new set release. I believe will be on the 12th of February that the cards will become available on MTG Arena. I think that's Pacific time. But between now and then, we've got things like this to keep us entertained. And don't forget, on the 27th, they will be doing a big, and it's the usual sort of kickoff of officially of spoiler season. And I'm gonna do a live stream, and we can have a little watch party. I would love to have everybody tune in for that. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Maro's Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Teasers. So I'll just read it. I'll go quick. And, kind of let you know what I think about some of these things. And then we can check in again when the set is fully spoiled. Then we can come back and look at this list and see what we guessed right and wrong. I'd love to start a discussion about that in the comments down below. So yeah, before previews for Kamigawa Neon Dynasty officially begin, I thought it would be fun to do another of my duelist-style teasers where I give tiny hints of things to come. Note that I'm only giving you partial information. First up, here are some things you can expect. 2 different pairings of creature types get tribally connected. Cool, man. I can think of a few things. I mean, there's a good chance it'll be ninja somethings, right? I mean, it's a ninja set. I'm fairly certain. But not having played the original Kamigawa, I'm probably going to have less to say about a lot of these things than perhaps somebody who had. A black instant with destroy target creature or planeswalker that can be cast for 2 mana. Keyword here is that can be cast. So, I doubt it's just going to be a 2 mana instant speed that just says that for 2 mana. There'll have to be some kind of condition that will need to be met that will make it so that it's reduced in cost. Like even just like with the Foretell in Poison the Cup, eventually you can cast it for 2 mana, but it takes a total 4 mana investment. So still pretty cool. Can't wait to see what the conditions are, because if it's not too hard to meet, then having that effect for 2 mana in a black, in a control deck that plays black removal, that'll be fantastic and probably much needed. Then a popular legendary creature from Champions of Kamigawa block returns in a new form. I have no idea. I did not play, like I said, initial Kamigawa, so let me know what you think, those of you who were around during that period. It was during my break. An unnamed mechanic that cares about you having 2 things that Magic has had since its beginning. He's so good, Maro, at being freaking vague. It's not entirely certain, like it could mean many things. Hats off. It's really well done, because then we get to go when the stuff comes out like, oh, no, that's what he meant. This could be anything, lands and creatures, but yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stuff that was around right in the beginning. Finish of a 5-card cycle many years in the making. Well, this could mean a couple of things. Like either it's, there's 4 of them already and the 5th one is coming, or it's like, yeah, there was 3 and 3, or I don't know, however the hell they did it, but now it's kind of completing a cycle. Kind of sounds like lands to me. That would be my safe bet. I'm gonna go with lands. Let's see. Let's see how that ends up playing out. One of Tamio's children gets a legendary creature card. Cool. Cool. Can't wait to see. A new creature token with an ability not seen before on a card. Now, I am gonna do a little bit of initial spoilerinos. This was leaked a little earlier today. And the reason why I'm doing this, I'll get around to in a second. But if you look here, this Tatsunari, the Toad Rider. First of all, epic. 3-mana Toad Ninja. A human ninja. But whenever you cast an enchantment spell, if you don't control a creature named Kaimi, create Kaimi. A legendary 3/3 black and green frog creature token with whenever you cast an enchantment spell, each opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. That's so cool. That's so cool. I don't think there's ever been a creature token that does that. So that's why I'm thinking that this is related to that. And if you see down here, it's 1 black, 1 green. So it's Golgari colors. Or no, is that 1 green, 1 blue? So it's a Sultai card. Tatsunari, the Toad Rider, and target frog you control can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with flying or reach. So I guess they're jumping over. That's so cool. That is such a sweet card. I cannot wait to play with it. And yeah, what do you think? Do you think this is a correct guess? Then 2 popular cycles from Champions of Kamigawa block return, each with a new twist. Again, cannot answer this one. Was not around. Let me know your thoughts. Then we've got a creature that makes a legendary frog creature token. So there we go. I mean, that pretty much confirms this leak. It's there's no way that isn't confirmed to me. So yeah. Sorry, Maro. Someone in your company leaked it out. Then we got 2 new Yamazakis. No idea what that means. So, sweet. Then, this is the part I really like. Next, here are some rules texts that will be showing up on cards. So you may cast target enchantment card from your graveyard this turn. Cool. Interesting. Like, there seems to be a lot of enchantment support in enchantment and artifact stuff happening again. It's kind of reminding me of Theros. It's going to be good. That we've already gotten this shenanigans with the disturbed spirits that come back as auras in Crimson Bow, and I hope that somehow, like, because they've always got to try and like merge it all together. They've got the foresight of like, well, this is going to eventually end up before rotation in a format that has all of these sets in it. So how are they gonna somehow like a little bit collate, from one to the next? And this enchantment matters kind of stuff has already started to show itself. It's like the hallowed, what's it called? The spirit machine that I've been making loads of brews with. I wonder. It's gonna be interesting to see. I'm so excited for new cards. Can you tell? Then we've got a card that will say where X is the number of times this ability has resolved this turn. Cool. Neither here nor there, but interesting. Whenever you cast an artifact, this is artifacts again, instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell. Oh wow. I wonder if that's going to be on a static ability on like a thing that you have on the board, or whether you have to like kind of like double major, you have to like cast the thing and then cast an instant that copies it as it's on the stack or something. But still pretty cool. Interesting. The first activated ability of an artifact you activate each turn costs 2 less to activate. So like the equip cost on equipments. So your Maul of the Skyclaves cost 2 to activate instead of 4. Is that an activated ability? The equip cost on your equipments? I need to double check that in the rules, but that could be cool. Interesting. Then repeat this process for an enchantment and a planeswalker. Now this is going to be interesting, and I'll come back and explain why in a moment. You may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with the chosen card. That sounds like something. It's a new card, Rite of Oblivion, with the flashback. You can like sacrifice any of your permanents except for land, and then exile anything of his. Like but more flexible, or I mean a little less flexible, where you need to sacrifice the same thing, card type as the thing you want to kill. Maybe. Let's see. We'll find out shortly. You may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. This kind of is like back to front Jorn. The God of Snow, where you then untap all your snow permanents. Here you tap your creatures. I don't know why you would want to do that. I guess we'll figure it out as cards come out in the spoiler season. For the moment in standard, I can't think of a reason why I would like tap a number of creatures, untapped creatures I control. I'd rather keep them untapped as blockers in 99% of the chances. I'm thinking Magda, where you can like tap her to get a treasure without having to put her in harm's way, but that's like about it. So gonna be interesting to see where this comes into play. Then this one seems interesting as all hell when it comes to the many legendaries, even that this guy here, the ninja, and the toads that it poops out and everything. I mean, legendary rule does not apply to permanents you control. That's fantastic. Again, I wonder what this is going to be stapled on to, like a creature that makes it a lot easier to remove, but is it going to be on an enchantment or an artifact, or where's is this going to be a thing that a planeswalker does, or there's an emblem or whatever? But the potential for jank is what makes me excited. Then we've got that ability triggers an additional time. Hey, sounds like these two are connected, where X is the number of times this ability has resolved. That ability triggers an additional time. Let's see. Then, if it has dealt 10 or more damage to that player this turn, they lose the game. Okay, another one of these they lose the game things. The last couple of ones have been pretty boring. That Trigger Descaphile or whatever, where you had to have 13 cards in your hand. Yeah, it was a bit lame and hard to pull off. But like of late, personally, I think the most consistent and actually really powerful one was the Angel of Destiny or whatever, where you need to have like 35 life, and then if you attack with it, you win the game. That one was actually really easy to get to. And that's the last time that was really easy. The Vorpal sword thing with the death touch, you got to pay 8. It's a little bit difficult to pull off. So yeah, let's see if this one is easy to do. Doing 10 damage during a game is pretty difficult to do and not get removed if it's on a creature or whatever. But hey, can't wait to find out. And then finally, here are some creature types in the set. It's finally confirmed. I mean, I'd already seen here from spoilers and various very blurry cards. It was already confirmed to me, but now I can confirm it to you. Foxes, people. I have, for those of you who don't know, like the demon fox from Naruto with the 9 tails tattooed on my back. I'm a huge Naruto and manga and Japan fan in general. Like, this set is gonna be just, it's as if it was made for me. I'm so excited. And like, Fox Tribal is like Fox Ninja Tribal. Are you kidding me? Like, I cannot wait to build a Fox Tribal deck. And like, by the look of it, the Fox people are going to be white. So I'm down with that. Here's the Fox Advisor. That's the only Fox that we've really seen so far. But I know now for sure that there's like, I mean, if there's a Fox Pilot, there's going to be a Fox everything. So then we've got Turtle Ninjas. Okay, then we've got Moonfolk Samurais, Artifact Creatures, which is cool. That's been a while. And seems to be Goblin support. So Goblins have been sticking around, surprisingly. Like, if you go check down here, Mono Red Goblins, and it's not even doing that bad. Okay, it's got a fairly good, like, some of the decks here have 62% win rate over 200 matches, 56% win rate. It's not a huge sample size, but the one with the biggest sample size is about 55% win rate. That's like just on the verge of being like a really good deck, and people obviously really like it, or there wouldn't be so many matches played, even though it's not like tier 1, it's definitely tier 2 or tier 3, but with some support from the new set. And it seems like we're getting some goblins, and there's another goblin samurai down here. If they are in red, or in white, even a Boros Goblins with Showdown of the Skulls. Like, I'm all for it. Like, we need like a sweet new aggro deck to like combat mono white in standard, and also maybe just be a change. But the most important reason, I think, and this is one of my statements that we'll come and check back on in the future, is that there's going to be a really, really strong, almost as annoying as Dimir Rogues kind of level of strong Dimir Ninja deck that we're going to have to take care of. And probably the Mono Red Goblins might be the thing to keep them in check. So we'll find out in a few weeks or less. But Goblin is as an artifact creature and an ogre. Goblin artifact creature. But then we've also got an ogre warrior. We've got an enchantment creature. Now this was the point where I was saying up here. Then repeat this process for an enchantment and planeswalker. It was things like this also in Theros, where it was like target creature and or enchantment. But then if one of your creatures is a normal creature and the other one is an enchantment creature, then you basically can do a thing that was supposed to only be for an enchantment on another of your creatures, if that makes any sense. This is going to be important for also removal. Like, you can have removal that's only made for removing enchantments, not for creatures, but because it's an enchantment creature, now you can remove those creatures with your enchantment removal. So also something to think about if you're the one playing them. But interesting that they're back. It hasn't been since Theros that we've had enchantment creatures, so pretty stoked. And a rat rogue sounds cool. Then we've got an enchantment creature egg. Now more eggs. Legendary creature Kirin Spirit, epic, and then legendary creature Goblin Samurai, cannot wait to see, and then a legendary enchantment creature Snake Druid. And that's it. That's the blog post. Super freaking exciting. Like lots of stuff to discuss and ponder. I would love to hear your thoughts, like I said, in the comments, but that's going to be it for this video. I will see you all tonight with fresh brew. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, spoiler content will be starting soon, so don't forget to tune in for that. But yeah, that's it. That's all from me. I'll see you all tomorrow or later. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.